on the brief this morning is what has been described as a Rivers conundrum of political absurdity following shades of brewing crisis within the political ranks. First, the Rivers State House of Assembly vetoed the governor on a harmonized amendment to the Local Government Administration Act after he declined assent. At the plenary on Wednesday, the lawmakers criticized the governor for saying they are non-existent and are only functional due to his peaceful disposition.
Mr. Speaker, common knowledge says that the existence of human beings is being created by God Almighty, and the existence of the Rivers State House of Assembly is enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, precisely section 4, subsection 6(7). So, Mr. Speaker, I wonder why a sitting governor will go this far to make this unguided statement. I want to bring to the notice of this House that such statements are a plot for coup.
We need to consolidate everything into one legislation so that we can have one single document which stands as the Rivers State Local Government Law for 2024. This bill is also making provision for the creation of the Local Government Service Committee for every local government. This Local Government Service Committee, according to this bill, which we have just resolved in the Committee of the Whole, will have that responsibility of recommending to the Local Government Service Commission on a number of matters, including matters affecting staff of their local governments. We must continue to perform this task. We must not be distracted by the antics of our detractors, particularly those who don't read the Constitution. We must continue to do our job, knowing fully well that what we are doing is in the best interest of Rivers State.
Well, in another part of town, the chairman of the local government areas are accusing the governor, Similala Fubara, of withholding council allocation for the month of March and April in the case of Emoha local government, and they're asking for presidential intervention to avoid a breakdown of law and order. At the press conference in Port Harcourt, some of the LGA chairmen have also maintained that they will continue in office after the expiration of their tenure in June on the back of the Amendment Local Government Administration Act harmonized by the State Assembly on Wednesday.
It has come to the notice of our Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, Arraign Rivers State Chapter, that the Rivers State government, under the leadership of His Excellency Sir Similala Fubara, GSS ROS, has neglected, failed, and deliberately refused to hold the statutory Joint Account Allocation Committee meeting, JAC, which is a prerequisite for the release and disbursement of funds due to the local governments in the State Joint Local Government Account, and has continued to withhold the statutory allocation due to the 23 local government councils of Rivers State since the month of April 2024, and in the case of Emoha since March 2024 till date for no just cause, thereby starving the third tier of government of the funds required to discharge its statutory functions in the administration of the local government areas. It has also come to our notice that the governor of Rivers State held a meeting with heads of local government administrations, head of personnel management, treasurers of local government, and other directors on Monday, the 6th day of May 2024 in Government House, Port Harcourt, whereat he directed them to go and compile for presentation to him of the salary vouchers and overheads of civil servants, excluding chairmen, vice chairmen, councillors, and other political office holders.
Well, in response to some of these allegations, one of Governor Fubara's supporters, who is a state chairman of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Mr. Chijioke Unwo, says the LGA chairman should prepare to leave office after the tenure ends, despite the LG Amendment Act, while criticizing the call for impeachment of the governor.
We want this medium to call on Chief to retract attacking the office of the governor of Rivers State. Henceforth, or the youth of Rivers State will take a protest against him to Abuja. We want also call on Mr. President to call on Chief Tony Kucha to order to stop inciting crisis in our state. Rivers State is a very peaceful state. Rivers State is a place where people are doing their normal business. Rivers is a place where we have a governor that loves the people who elected him. Each time Chief Tony Kocha comes to incite Nigerians, especially Rivers people, against the governor. So what, as a youth, youth of the state, we want to call on Tony Kocha to immediately apologize to the governor of Rivers State. And let us state it, that no one man can impeach the governor because we voted for the governor of Rivers State. And as such, we must continue to protect the governor of Rivers State.
Well, hold your breath. That's not all from Rivers State's political imbroglio, because as we speak, the pro-Fubara lawmakers in the State Assembly have elected a new speaker. Mr. Victor Okojumbo, who represents Bonny State constituency, was said to have been elected on Wednesday at 10 a.m. during plenary, in line with the standing order of the House, as they call it. Recall that a similar scenario played out when former House leader, the current Chief of Staff to the Governor, Mr. Edison Ehie, was elected Speaker after the 26 members loyal to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike defected to the APC. Following his resignation or his emergence over a House of 4 members, the Governor presented the state's appropriation bill of 800 billion naira before them, and it was passed and assented to.
Recall that the former Speaker, Right Honorable Edison Ehie, Esquire, DSSRS, PhD, after successfully pioneering the affairs of the House and also duly recognized as the authentic Speaker by an order of the Rivers State High Court, given under the hand of Justice Danagogo, and on the 12th day of December 2023, tendered his resignation on the 29th December 2023. I want to thank you, distinguished honorable members, for electing me as the new speaker, pursuant to the resignation of Right Honorable Edison Ehie, DSSRS, PhD.
It appears with Rivers politics, you can't blink. Let's move on now. It's important to inform you that the House of Representatives have passed a resolution to investigate the escape of the Binance executive, Mr. Najim Anjarwalla, from the custody of the Office of the National Security Advisor. The resolution was reached after considering a motion by Mr. Dominic Okafor. The House is refuting claims by the Binance Group that lawmakers demanded bribe from the company. Let's also tell you that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission will be arraigning former Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika before Justice Sylvanus Orji of the FCT High Court Abuja later today for alleged abuse of office. Mr. Sirika, who served under the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari, will be arraigned on a 6-count amended charge. He will be arraigned alongside his daughter, Fatima, Jalal Hamma and Al-Durak Investment Limited for same allegation. According to the charge sheet cited by Channels Television, Mr. Sirika allegedly used his position as the aviation minister to fraudulently, allegedly, award contract to his daughter, son-in-law, and associates. And now to the announcement by the governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oborowere, that the military have completely withdrawn their operations from Okwama community in Delta State. He made the announcement at a press conference at the government house in Asaba, Delta State, perhaps implying that the displaced people of Okwama are now free to return to their homes as the government IDP camp is still functional. The military had taken over the community after 17 army personnel were gruesomely killed on the 14th of March 2024 in the riverine community in Ugelin South local government area, causing many residents to flee into the creeks and other neighboring communities. Now, the latest levy imposed by the federal government for cybersecurity to be domiciled at the central bank is causing unease in the polity, with the Trade Union Congress threatening to embark on a massive protest that will shut down the Nigerian economy. The TUC maintains they will make their threats and hit the streets if the federal government fails to cancel the controversial cybersecurity levy recently introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria. In a statement signed by the president or by its president Festus Osifo, it slammed the directive by the CBN to banks imposing a 0.5% cybersecurity levy on electronic transactions except on 16 listed transactions, a move that has gotten the government flags from citizens who are already burdened by other taxes and high inflation, among other issues in the economy. Now, whilst that agitation over cybersecurity levy rages in business, the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms has unveiled a comprehensive proposal to overhaul Nigeria's value-added tax system. According to the chairman of the committee, the plan includes raising VAT rates on select goods and services to compensate for eliminating numerous consumption taxes levied by different states, allowing businesses to claim impute VAT, exemption of VAT on exports, enhanced VAT refund process, among others. The committee, while presenting the recommendation, reiterated the goal is to streamline the tax system, making it easier for businesses to comply for the government to administer. Away from our shores, a senior U.S. administration official says the U.S. last week had paused the bomb shipment for Israel over concerns it was going ahead with a major group operation in the southern Gaza city of Rafah. The shipment consisted of about almost 1,000 kilograms of bomb. According to the official, Israel has not fully addressed U.S. concerns over humanitarian needs of civilians in Rafah, but an Israeli military official appears to play down the U.S. move as the war against Hamas continues amidst possible talks. Let's now talk sports now. In sports, Nigeria's under-17 girls, the Flamingos, will leave the country later today for Bamako ahead of the FIFA Women's World Cup African qualifying series. The third round against Burkina Faso on Saturday, the Flamingos wrapped up their preparation in Abuja with a 9-1 thrashing of their opponent in a warm-up game. Since the tournament was launched in New Zealand in 2008, Nigeria have only missed one edition in 2018, and the girls are set for a resounding victory in the Malian capital to make the return leg in Abuja on May the 18th a formality. And then Real Madrid earned a 2-1 comeback win over Bayern Munich in their UEFA Champions League semi-final second leg clash at Santiago Bernabeu to set a clash against Borussia Dortmund at the finals. The Spanish La Liga champions had unlikely 34-year-old Spanish striker Joselu, who scored twice in 3 minutes, coming on a substituted minutes before showing nothing short of a heroic performance. The scoreline brings the tie to an aggregate of 4-3 victory for Real Madrid, who advanced to the final of the competition. Well, those are the stories we've been tracking for you in the last, say, 24 hours.